Welcome to Verify This, the show that answers your questions and separates fact from fiction so you can determine whether viral claims online are true or false. I'm your host, Brandon Lewis. Here's a quick look at what we're covering today on Verify This. Should Pennyroyal be used for abortions? Did the Supreme Court do away with the Miranda rights? Is there a cheapest day of the week to buy plane tickets? Do all Starbucks hot cup sizes hold the same amount of liquid? And did the Ohio State University trademark the word "the"? First, this is your show, and we want to hear from you, so tag us on your favorite social media app at Verify This, or sign up for our daily Fast Facts, and then text with us at 202-410-8808. In the wake of the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, removing the federal right to an abortion, dangerous home abortion treatments are being shared on social media. Adian Daytil looked into one of these viral treatments involving the Pennyroyal plant.
Pennyroyal is a plant in the mint family that smells similar to spearmint. Oil from the plant has been used historically in folk remedies. An ER doctor tweeted a screenshot of a TikTok video that suggested tea made from pennyroyal leaves that contain the plant's oil could function as an abortifacient, or something that can cause an abortion. The doctor discouraged its use, claiming the plant is incredibly dangerous, causing liver failure, seizures, and even death. So let's verify. Can pennyroyal, a proposed herbal abortifacient, cause death? Our sources are the National Capital Poison Center, Medline Plus, and Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. The National Capital Poison Center describes pennyroyal oil as, quote, a potentially toxic folk remedy that, quote, has led to severe adverse reactions and even death, unquote. The National Library of Medicine's Medline Plus says pennyroyal oil can also lead to issues including nervous system damage, hearing problems, high blood pressure, and lung failure. Pennyroyal oil is so dangerous because it contains pulgon, a highly toxic organic compound which can set off a horrible domino effect in the body, starting with nausea, vomiting, and abdominal pain, later developing into liver and kidney failure, and ultimately resulting in bleeding, seizures, multiple organ failure, and death. Both Medline Plus and Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center say there is no scientific evidence to support the herb's purported uses, including to induce abortion. So we can verify, yes, pennyroyal can cause death. Do not use it to induce abortions. The National Capital Poison Center says there is no antidote for pennyroyal oil poisoning, and that early medical treatment in pennyroyal poisoning cases is key. Now, that original TikTok video has been deleted, and the person who runs the account with over 25,000 followers has posted a series of apology videos after taking the original down. With your Verify, I'm Adian Daytil.
We answered even more of your questions about what overturning Roe v. Wade means on our TikTok, like this one, where Kylie explains why states have their own abortion laws. To see the full video, search for Verify This in the app, and don't forget to hit that follow button. Changes to abortion rights weren't the only big decision recently from the Supreme Court. Adian Daytil looks into a ruling by the justices that made changes to what happens if a police officer doesn't tell a suspect about their right to an attorney and to remain silent, or their Miranda rights.
You have the right to remain silent, you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Anything you said can and will be used against you in a court of law, you understand that?
Yes.
This is the first half of a phrase used by police known as a Miranda warning, a constitutional requirement established in the 1966 Supreme Court decision on Miranda v. Arizona that says an individual cannot be questioned by police without first being notified of their right to remain silent and their right to an attorney, rights guaranteed by the Fifth and Sixth Amendments. On June 23rd, the Supreme Court issued a decision on Vega v. Teco, dealing with protections against self-incrimination and the Miranda rights. Following the decision, someone on TikTok asked us, did SCOTUS effectively cancel the requirement to be read Miranda rights? So let's verify. Did the Supreme Court end the Miranda rights requirement? Our sources are U.S. Supreme Court rulings, Vega v. Teco, and Miranda v. Arizona, MirandaRights.org, and David Jaros, professor of law at the University of Baltimore's Center for Criminal Justice Reform. The Vega ruling does not change whether a law enforcement officer is required to read someone their Miranda rights. If a law enforcement officer does not read someone their Miranda rights and the person arrested says something self-incriminating, it would not be allowed to be used in court. What the ruling actually does is limit citizens' ability to sue law enforcement if they fail to read the Miranda warning at the time of questioning and then later use that evidence in court. So we can verify, no, the Supreme Court did not end the Miranda rights requirement. Law professor David Jaros says the Vega ruling did not remove a person's constitutional right under the Fifth Amendment to protect themselves from self-incrimination either. So, if you're being arrested, just remember,
you absolutely still have a right to remain silent. That nothing has changed about that, and the police are still obligated to read you your rights. And if they fail to, the proper remedy for that is that that statement should not be available to be used against you.
With your Verify, I'm Ariane Till.
We answered more of your questions about the recent Supreme Court rulings on our website. Just go to verifythis.com and search for Supreme Court to find our fact checks and all of our stories on this developing topic. It's time for this week's Did You Know, where we feature one relatively unknown, interesting fact that we, of course, verified. Here it goes. Did you know the Cozy Coupe is one of the best-selling cars of all time? You probably knew someone who had one of these iconic red and yellow cars growing up, or maybe you were that lucky kid in the neighborhood. Little Tikes has sold more than 22 million cars worldwide since they went on sale in 1979. That puts it second to the Toyota Corolla, and with gas prices being what they are, you may want to switch to a foot-powered car. If you like that Did You Know, sign up for our daily newsletter. It has a new Did You Know every day, as well as 3 fast facts and more of our most recent stories. To sign up, just go to verifythis.com/email. Speaking of getting around, not that I don't love my job, but I can't wait to take my summer vacation. Unfortunately, travel prices are through the roof. So we looked into a rumor that you can save money by buying your plane ticket on a certain day of the week. There is nothing I like better than finding a great deal on travel. And it turns out I'm not alone. Verify viewer Catherine emailed us to ask, is there a certain day of the week that's cheapest to buy a plane ticket? So Catherine, let's verify. Our sources are Scott's Cheap Flights, a study by cheapair.com, and Brett Snyder, president of Cranky Concierge Travel Assistance and a former airline pricing analyst. Some studies suggest Tuesday or Saturdays are the cheapest days to buy tickets, but all of our sources say they usually rely on flawed or outdated data. For example, some articles suggest that weekends are the cheapest days to buy. Snyder points out that's based on data that tracks the average amount spent on a ticket each day of the week. Families tend to buy their tickets on weekends and usually purchase less expensive tickets. Meanwhile, business travelers tend to buy their tickets during the week, and many are less price sensitive.
A lot of the business travel, premium cabin or even last minute or whatever it might be, those tend to be higher fares.
The end result is a study that has skewed data. Similar articles suggest Tuesdays offer the best deals, but our sources say that's also not the case. Scott's Cheap Flights explains on its site that this idea is a holdover from the 1990s when airlines used to upload special e-fares on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. These days, Snyder says airlines use sophisticated algorithms to consistently adjust fares based on demand, regardless of what day of the week it is.
This hasn't existed for years. I couldn't tell you the last time when those actually were out there in the market.
So we can verify, no, there is not a certain day of the week that's cheapest to buy a plane ticket. So when should you book? Cheapair.com found domestic tickets are generally cheapest 3 to 15 weeks before departure. We love when you send us questions about claims that are going viral. The easiest way is to text us at 202-410-8808 once you sign up for our daily Fast Fact text alert. If you send us your question as a video, you could end up in the show, like Joan. She's our viewer spotlight of the week after she sent us a video that claims to show 3 of Starbucks cup sizes actually hold the same amount of liquid. So we ordered some coffee and tested it for ourselves. When you get your morning coffee fix at Starbucks, you can choose between several sizes, depending on how hard it was to get out of bed. Verify viewer Joan sent us this video that claims 3 of the chain's most popular sizes hold the same amount of coffee, and paying more for a bigger cup is a scam.
I received this short video, and I'm not sure this could possibly be true.
There are also similar videos making the same claim, like this viral TikTok with 20 million views. So Joan, let's verify. Do all Starbucks hot cup sizes hold the same amount of liquid? Our sources are Starbucks, a video posted by Starbucks baristas, and our own check of Starbucks cups. The videos claim to show that the largest, or venti cup, holds the same amount as the small, or tall. To test this theory, we went on a particularly sleepy morning to a local Starbucks, ordered drinks in 3 sizes, and then measured how much we actually received. The tall came to 1.5 cups. The grande contained 2 cups. And the venti held about 2.5 cups. A pair of Starbucks baristas got the same result, and this TikTok with almost 3 million views where they recreated the video side by side. We also confirmed our findings with Starbucks, which tells Verify, quote, "Our hot cup sizes have not changed. A tall holds 12 ounces, a grande holds 16 ounces, and a venti holds 20 ounces. So, no, all Starbucks hot cup sizes do not hold the same amount of liquid." Thanks, Stone, for sending us your question. Don't forget, if you see a similar claim going viral on your feed, just tag us in it at Verify This using your favorite social media platform. Did you know "the" is the most commonly used word in the English language? It's especially popular in Columbus thanks to The Ohio State University, which recently trademarked the word "the." So we looked into what exactly it means to trademark the word "the." "The" is the most commonly used word in the English language, according to the makers of the Oxford English Dictionary. Just count how many times you hear it during this story. In June, headlines proclaimed The Ohio State University trademarked the word "the," prompting confusion from some Twitter users about what exactly that means. So, let's verify. Does The Ohio State University now own the word "the"? Our sources are the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, The Ohio State University, and trademark filings by OSU and designer Marc Jacobs. In 1878, the Ohio legislature renamed the state's manufacturing and agriculture university as The Ohio State University, meaning "the" is part of the school's legal name. But use of the word "the" in the school's name didn't become popular until the 1990s, and today, OSU sells clothing promoting the in The Ohio State University, and it's emphasized by its athletes, alumni, and fans. In late June, OSU was granted an actual trademark for the word "the" written in all caps. However, this does not mean the Buckeyes own the word "the." The Patent and Trademark Office explains that trademarks only cover how that word or phrase is used with your specific goods or services. Ohio State says it only filed the trademark because designer Marc Jacobs had filed a trademark application for the same word, and it was concerned it could interfere with its merchandise. Both sides later came to an agreement that allows them both to use "the" on their merchandise. So, no, The Ohio State University doesn't own the word "the." It has a trademark that only applies to athletic wear, which prevents other universities, like, say, the University of Michigan, from selling apparel with its logo, and in all caps, "the." We have time for one last Did You Know before we go. On July 4th, we celebrated our Independence Day, but we're not alone. Did you know that more nations celebrate their independence in July than any other month? The first was Canada on July 1st, and by the end of July, 25 other countries will celebrate their independence. April has the fewest Independence Days, with just 6 countries celebrating their sovereignty. On behalf of our entire Verify team, I hope you enjoyed our show and learned something new today. I'm your host, Brandon Lewis. If you're craving even more fact checks, head on over to the Verify This YouTube page. That's where you can find bingeable fast facts, extended interviews with our experts, and lots of fact checks. While you're there, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, if there's something else you want us to verify, just tag us at verifythis.com or sign up for our daily free fast facts by texting VERIFY to 202-410-8808. Once you're signed up, you can text us your claims or questions by using the same number. If you send your question to us as a video, you could end up in our show. Our number is still on your screen, so lock us in and we'll see you back here next week with answers to more of your questions verified.